It to the cloud. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Happy 4th, happy 3rd, happy 4th. We have a spectacular show for you today, and we think we put together a real nice a program for you. Actually, when I say we, they put a nice program for you today. There, I got to put the video on me. They'll just keep making faces. But anyway, lighting here.
All right, see ya.
Look great, Robert.
There I am. Is that lighting better? I'm going to mute those guys over there so I can get through the introduction. But well, good morning. We have a great, fabulous show for today. We're going to do a pretty interesting lineup. And rather than doing your typical we'll do the small models to the biggest. We're going to bounce around a little bit. We're going to have some of the artists are going to play on the small one. And we got someone's going to start for the mid-size, bounce around a little bit. We're going to go back from Florida to Arizona to Florida. We just think it's going to be a fun time. And we're going to feature 4 of models that today, along with the some of the favorite features and sounds of those instruments. We're going to play a lot of great old American music for you in tribute to America. And to kick things off, we're going to have, we'll have the lineup. We'll start off with Jason here in a minute. And then after that, I think Sean will play one, and then we'll bring Bryan in, and then Sean will come back, and then Joe will come on, and then I'll come back with a little announcement, and then we'll finish off. Joe has a real great, good old American classics finale for you. So I think without further ado, I'm going to spotlight the video to the tribute group over there. And I think, is Jason ready to go over there?
I believe so.
All right, so we're gonna, well, before we do that, we got to do an opening round of applause for everybody. Let's see if we can get everybody to unmute yourselves. Let's give it up for Jason, everybody, before he plays. Yay! Jason's gonna kick.
Happy 4th of July.
Hi, handsome.
Jason is going to kick things off with the journey. So, Jason, it's all yours, my friend.
Oh, my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Robert. And I just want to tell everybody, hello, hello, hello. We are so happy that we can bring you music to your homes today, especially during a holiday, 4th of July, to remember and think about and bring all the memories back of this wonderful country that we're in. And here we go with a little bit of a great song on the Lowrey Journey that I'm playing on today. And I picked out a country song to start this whole concert off with, and the song is called Take Me Home, Country Roads. So we're going to do a little bit of this. If you've ever been to Disney, there's a little ride there called Splash Mountain, and it gives you all that type of music with the banjos and good old American music. So here we go with a nice intro of the style called Country Polka on the Lowrey Journey.
Woohoo! Big round of applause, Jason Bontrager on the Lowrey journey.
My microphone. This is a heck of an instrument. I tell you what, everybody, I can hear your applause, and we might want to turn. Everybody so much. So how's my camera here? I can't see you, but you can see me, and I'm so happy
Okay.
to have you on here. How many people do we have on right now, Brian?
We have 224
Holy
people.
cow!
Holy moly.
And I played my first song, and you stayed on. Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you so much, everybody.
It's a 4th of July miracle.
It is. And happy 4th of July to you. You know, this instrument here is unbelievable. It is a Lowrey Journey, and it's a very small instrument. In fact, I can touch both sides without a problem, and it fits in a small spot here with a beautiful cabinet. It's an oak cabinet. But I'm going to play our next song. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. But before I do, I'll tell you, I was using a great feature. Brian, if you want to show a little camera action here to my feet, I was using it. I don't play the pedals. You know, Joni Monero, she plays the pedals so fast you can't see her feet. But I don't play the pedals like she does, but I use them as pedal magic. So every time you heard me do a little glide there, I was using my foot on the pedals, on the bass pedals, because it's a little bit more difficult to use my foot in the glide switch, and it's much easier to use my pedals. And I was doing that the whole song. I hope you enjoyed Take Me Home Country Roads. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all these sheets of paper because I didn't have that one memorized, which was the first. And if you ever have some music you got to get rid of, you just put it right behind the organ and make a drop there, and it goes away forever. So now I'm going to be featuring a lot of different things. I'm going to play America the Beautiful, which is one of my favorites. But if you're taking notes, you should take a little note because a lot of you have these things to make you sound this good. This instrument is so small, but for its size, it does so much. And I'm going to be featuring the golden harp, a category, which means when I select a category, all my setups turn to one type of sound. And I'm going to be using the symphonic category to have these sounds. And I'm going to be playing America the Beautiful. A very signature style for many, many instruments for a long time is Strings 101. So I figured I would use that since so many people have it. And I'm also going to be switching up to the altar style, which will change the background just enough where there's a difference so that you can hear the difference between the verses and the choruses. You're going to hear the harmonies. You're going to hear the strings and the unbelievable sound of the Lowrey Journey. Please enjoy, and I encourage you to sing along as I finish my portion here today. And I thank you so much for being on. We're so happy you're able to join. But listen up and sing along for America the Beautiful. If you know the words, I encourage you to sing along. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Give it up, Jason Bontrager, America the Beautiful.
And happy 4th of July. It's so good to see you again. And thank you for enjoying the music. Up next, we have an unbelievable performer. Unbelievable. He's coming all the way. Now, we're in Sun City Center here, and I'm standing here with Joe Fontechia and Bryan Lewis, who's running the
Just
camera
like we
for
can
me.
see these other people.
They can see that. Joe is living in Sun City Center?
Oh, we're here in Sun City Center, Florida, but up next we have, this is so amazing, we're virtual. That means that we can now take you to another artist who's across the country from us on the West Coast in Arizona, Mr. Sean Maloney. Give it up for Sean Maloney, everybody. Thank you again.
Hello, hello. Let's see here. Let's see if we can show me here. I'm going to spotlight me there.
There
Here we
you
go.
go. Beautiful.
How we doing, gang? I know you can't answer, but you can answer to yourselves. I'm sure you're all having a great day today, as I am too. We are going to do something a little different today. I am going to pay tribute to American culture, okay? We've gone through a lot of phases in culture with being in this country here. They've had so many styles of music that originated in the U.S., including jazz, blues, rock and roll. Those are all American styles of music. So I'm going to start here in the 1960s. Just pressing a couple buttons here. I'm going to start in the 1960s, but it's okay. We won't be taking any psychedelics. I'm going to be starting with the early 60s here, where there was a prominent style of music. This will get you wanting to go outside for a little while, but surf music. Okay, so we're going to go surfing here, and I'm going to need your help, and I'll get to that. And I'm going to be playing here on the Lowrey Inspire, one of my absolute favorites, because it's me-sized. It's not too big, not too small. It's got everything you'll ever need in it. It is phenomenal, and I know a couple people who just got some, so congratulations on that. But to bring up that style of music here, I'm just going to touch the rock button because it's a variation of rock music. And what's really cool about Lowrey's as well as Estey's is, you know, when you start on like an easy series, for example, they're very limited, which is a good thing because that means there's not a lot you can do to mess it up, right? So it's great. As you move along in the hobby, a lot of people decide, you know what? I like that rhythm that I have, but I wish I could do something else with it. I wish I could change it and make it my own. And that's why I love these instruments with the touch screens here, because I can change it. I can make it my own. I'm going to put on my surf style here. And even on the screen, you can't see it, but I can actually choose which band members in my band I want there. So I'm going to turn some of them off. I'm going to change some things here. I'm going to change that. Let's see. And I'm going to lock it in, put on my introduction, press all these buttons because it's fun. But it's great. You can play it just as easily as the smaller instruments. I could touch 2 buttons and play, or I can make it my own. So I'm going to make this my own. We're going to go surfing here. But what I mentioned before is I'm going to need your help, okay? You have to do something for me. All right? So in this song, I'm going to play Wipeout. Most of you have probably heard of that at some point. And we're going to go surfing. I know you're all stuck in your homes right now. We can't really go to the beach. So look at Jason there. Yeah, we can spotlight him. Jason, let me spotlight him. There we go. So I'm going to need each of you here to do these dance moves, okay? And I need your help because we're going to go surfing in our own homes. So do that first one again, Jason. That is your first choice, okay? So you can do any of these little dance moves, okay? And it's important you do that because we need to get our blood flowing here, all right? So I'm going to start, and we're going to play some surf music. So here's Wipeout. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sean Maloney, everybody. Give him a big round of applause there.
Good
job. Right.
Good job. Good job, Sean. Good job. Nice job. Nice job.
We can Linda, this is Sue Sheets. Your husband put a sign in my yard yesterday, and I just went out and I saw that I thought it was the wind had blown it over.
All right, good to know that. All right. Can't hear you.
Sean, you're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, my bad, Matt. My bad. I've been talking for like 5 minutes. What a goof.
We thought you
Here I am.
we thought you were lip syncing.
Yeah, no. We're going to throw it back over to the other guys there. One of my top 3 favorite people in that room. And his name is Bryan Lewis.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's a pleasure to be coming to you here live from Sun City Center, Florida. And the first song I'm going to play for you is one of my favorite marches. And it's called Stars and Stripes Forever. And this is a great one to play. I'm going to be coming to you on the Freedom 3 by Estey. And this is actually our newest model, believe it or not. It's a very small instrument, but it's got 2 keyboards. And I'll tell you what, it might be hard to tell online, but this thing sounds amazing. If you've ever heard one in person, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you got to get to your local store and hear this thing in person. It sounds incredible. You would never know that it was a smaller instrument. So I'm going to put the traditional music style on. What you're going to hear is the Sousa intro. Dun, 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 dun. That's going to be built in from the intro in the machine. And then the thing that I really like is that I'm going to show you the harmony feature today. So what you saw me touch over here is the trio harmony button. What that's going to do is it's going to add extra instruments, extra notes for the notes that I'm playing. So if you've ever seen a Lowrey concert artist play and they play with 4 and 5 fingers and they're playing all these notes, I'm going to do that, but I'm only going to play 1 note. So you're going to hear all these extra notes coming out of the instrument, and that is the harmony feature. So here we go with Stars and Stripes. Whew, that should get the blood flowing. I love playing that song. So that was the traditional march, the Sousa march, with that big full trio harmony.
Bryan, everybody.
Hey, good job. Good job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It really is a pleasure to be playing for everybody today. I am going to have one more song for you, and this is one that it might not come to mind in the real popular patriotic songs, but I really like this one. A lot of the times at the fireworks shows, they use this as the background for a finale of the fireworks on patriotic holidays, and it's called God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use the mellow style. This is a slower one, but it's going to have a big build-up towards the end. It might be called soft and easy, depending on what instrument you have, or smooth. But again, this is the Freedom 3 from Estey which we designed and built here at Fletcher Music. And this is the mellow style. So this is a kind of a nice ballad. And at the end of the song, or towards the end, what you're going to hear is I'm going to give it this musical lift, which is a term that I borrowed from Joni Monero. And what's going to happen is when you see me touch the button here, you're going to hear this big lift, okay? Yeah, that's Joni's term, musical lift. And what's going to happen, you're going to hear, even though I'm playing the same notes that are on the music, it's going to sound different. It's going to give it this big musical lift towards the end. So here's my second and final number of the day, God Bless the USA.
All right, unmute yourselves. Let's give a big round of applause.
All righty. Thank you so much, everybody.
All right, Brian.
Well done, Brian.
Good job. Good job.
Good job.
Thank
Good
you very
job.
much.
Great job.
As usual, as usual.
Thank you. The SD Freedom 3.
Excellent, excellent.
Good playing.
So
Pretty
I'm going to
tough.
kick it back to my good buddy, Sean Maloney in Arizona. Sean, take it away.
All right, will do. Yeah, it's me again. Oh, man. And I'm still here with my Lowrey Inspire. And I'm going to pay... Whoopsie. I'm going to pay tribute to another style of music. People keep muting me here. I'm going to pay tribute to another very American culture here, and that is Westerns. You heard some country music earlier, but now we want to hear a Western. And what better than a spaghetti western? We're going to play a song from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's also my tribute to the other three performers, if you can't tell. They can decide which one's which here. But I'm going to use something, well, one of my favorite features on this instrument. It's called the USB. And this is great because if I am making changes and touching all these buttons for fun, if I like something, I can save my work. So I did that. I'm going to play the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you can go all out, like I did here. You can kind of create your own instruments in here. On this lower keyboard here, I put a Native American flute, one of my favorite instruments of all time. So you're going to hear that instrument that I kind of made by changing the sounds up here, blending them together, and creating the sound. It's, if you want to write it down, if you like that sound, what it is a pan flute and an ocarina put together and tuned down an octave. So if you're one that likes playing with sounds here, you can do that. So here's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you. Thank you.
Sean Maloney, everybody. Give him a big round of applause.
That was the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Wow.
Now, when you were playing, Sean, we were all three trying to figure out which one we were.
Yeah, did you decide?
No.
I know my vote. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Oh, Joe's gonna play.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Hey, Bryan, are you in the controls there? Why don't you-
All right.
I'm bad. I'm bad.
Jason said he's bad too. I don't know. But while everybody else deliberates about the good, the bad, and the ugly, we're going to turn it over to our last featured performer of the day here, your friend and mine, Mr. Joe Fontechia.
Thank you. I hope you all have had some fun. I feel like the grandfather with this group. I'll tell you. I asked their age, and boy, I says I could be their son. I mean, their father and their grandfather. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. So, anyways, happy 4th of July, everybody. And I am playing on the Legend, and this is kind of maybe a forgotten instrument, but it is really something and to have fun with. First of all, is you've got stereo speakers on either side, and the next thing it has is it brought in the virtuoso, which really is great. But the one part of it, and if we can show up on the screen up here, is we have something called style list, and the list is where you want to find certain types of music. So if I wanted to play Hawaiian, if I wanted to play accordion, patriotic, and I am going to do something very, very different. I'm going to use the bagpipes. Why? Because I'm going to be doing Battle Hymn of the Republic, but I'm going to start off with Amazing Grace. And for those of you that have trouble changing chords with the left hand, you can play with the bagpipes and just keep the C chord through the whole song. And it will sound just like the way a bagpipe player would play it. So I am going to start off with that. I touched bagpipes, and we're going to have that sound of the bagpipes. So here we go, Amazing Grace, followed by Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Oh, man, Joe Fontechia, everybody. Give him a big round of applause.
Beautiful.
Wow, Joe.
Good job.
Awesome.
Good job.
Great
Love it.
rendition there.
Oh,
Good job, Joe.
That was amazing.
Thanks.
woo! I like your hat, you
You're
know.
muted.
You are awesome,
Good
Joe.
echo.
I hope you all enjoy that. I am going to turn this back to our host, which is Robert Roman, because he has a few things to say for you, and then I will finish up with something really special for all of you. So, Robert Roman, come back.
Who's that? He's got a virtual screen. It's like Seattle.
Robert,
It's like San Francisco.
You're muted.
How about now?
There you go. Now we can hear you.
Right. Light up here is kind of
Can
weird.
you hear me now? Can you hear me yet?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I can hear you now, whoever said that. But hopefully you can hear. They keep muting me. Stop muting me.
Sorry, we're trying to mute other people.
Okay, I can hear you all. No, I can't. Now I can hear me. You can hear me all right. First of all, I want to, as I was watching the guys do this, we talked about this a couple of times this week, they make it look so easy, but in the background, I can watch them, getting set up for the next one, moving the camera over, and then Sean's got to get his stuff set up for the next thing, and then Bryan and Jason's got to move the camera over to the next organist. But those guys are really done a phenomenal job, and next time you're speaking to them, just another thank you to them and a praise to them and a big round of applause. I just want a couple announcements to make. First of all, I'm going to give you some sneak peeks. The next 2 weeks, we're going to have, I think, Rick Anderson. Some of you don't know the name Rick Anderson, but Rick Anderson is actually a phenomenal musician and player. And he's out here in Arizona, and a lot of people in Florida have not had a chance to hear him. He's going to be coming up. We're thinking of doing that one next week. I also spoke to Joni. Joni in the next couple of weeks or so is going to be our next Zoom musical guest. And I've actually been, some of you from the villages, I've been bending Dawn Casanova's ear a little bit. And because I heard that she plays and sings, and many of the Arizona people have no idea what that is. And even the Florida students don't know except for the villages, because she's so busy teaching all the time. We don't get to have her. So I see some head shaking as I'm looking through my gallery view. Wayne's got the thumbs up. So she was kind of like, hesitant, that. So you students, villages, you go tell her she's got to do this. We'll give her a few weeks to prepare. And last but not least, before we bring Joe Fontechia back, it's we chose 4 models today as part of our lineup for a very good reason. And they're not only phenomenal instruments. We have a bunch of instruments that are great. You could say the Aria is phenomenal, the Prestige, all the instruments are great. But these particular 4 units were strategically chosen because we looked at it recently as well as over the last several years, and we kind of thought, what instruments represent some of the best values that we've had over the course of the years? In the A series, the Legend has always been a phenomenal value for its for what it does and its price points, what have you. And the Freedom 3, we think, also represents a great value as a newer instrument at its price range for what it does. Is phenomenal for those that are newer in the hobby, that want to get their first 2 keyboard model. The Journey in the EY era was phenomenal as well, simply because of the, Jason mentioned the size for what that instrument does in its category. And the Inspire, if you ask Sean what he thinks of the Inspire, he would basically bend your ear for at least 2-3 hours. And that's why I've seen Sean demonstrate that instrument many times, and I'm always blown away by what that instrument does. So they represent some of the best values. And in the 4th of July celebration, I was looking at my email this morning, and I got email after email about the Jim Click Automotive's got a big sale going on, and this sale and that sale. Everybody's got a sale going on. We wanted to do something a little different. Not only did we want to offer a 4th of July celebration, if you will, But rather than doing it on the entire inventory, we decided, how about pick 4 models that we have a limited supply of that represent some of the best values and could be offered, instead of spreading our savings amongst 20 or 30 units, put it on 4 models with a handful select quantity. And that's what we're doing. So what we're going to do is your staff members, your PAs, they'll probably be in contact with you shortly. I've scheduled virtual tours, if you will, on those models over the next 4 days. And if you'd like to get a little closer look at what those instruments can do, the PAs will be in touch with you and let you know when I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing some of those. I think Jason's going to do one of them. And it's not going to be the same artist with the same instrument. And they'll show off those models and they'll demonstrate those instruments to you. I'm demonstrating one of those. And so if you like a little closer look and a nice private tour with a small group of students, they'll be in touch with you to let you know. If you don't want to wait for their phone call, pick up the phone and call them, and they can give you the details. So with that said, I want to say again, I'll come back at the very end here to say my farewells. We'll have everybody give you a round of applause, and that's when we'll turn it open and kind of let everybody just kind of say some things. And then we'll thank all the artists for doing such a phenomenal job today. So stay tuned in for that. We have some great opportunities, a lot of great things in store moving forward, education-wise. Stay tuned in for that. So with that said, Mr. Fontechia.
Hey, thank you, Robert. Thank you. And again, happy 4th of July, everybody. I have a very unusual medley here for the finale. I'm going to do a number of march that's pretty famous. It's called American Patrol. It's one of the first marches I ever learned. But I am going to throw in a couple of songs from Disney. And first of all, there's A Small World. And then, of course, many of you grew up with the Mickey Mouse Club. And they used to end with something very special. So we've got a great ending for you for this medley of things. So first of all, American Patrol, then we're going to go into A Small World, and then the Mickey Mouse Club theme, and watch what happens at the end here. It's phenomenal. We even brought the Mickey Mouse Club members back again, so you're going to see them. Wait till you see this, folks. You are going to laugh your heads off. Here we go. M-I-C.
See you real soon.
A-E-Y.
Why?
Because we love you.
U-S-E. Hey, everybody! Happy 4th of July!
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Joe Fontechia, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Fontechia.
You
Give
guys
it up for
are
Joe
awesome.
Fontechia.
Joe, yay.
Very good. Very
Hey,
Good job.
again,
Good job,
happy
good
4th of
job.
July.
Yeah.
Hope you guys had fun.
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
Woo!
Great
I
job.
had fun. Yes.
Oh, gee.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, really?
We're going to turn it
But
back.
wait, there's more.
There's more.
You guys are something else. You're awesome.
I like your hat.
Very good.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. We hope you enjoyed. I think we should give one more round of applause. How about the applause button on the organ, too, to make it?
Thank you.
Hey, good job. Great, great.
Great job.
Excellent.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being on today. And we are so excited we can continue to bring you classes. Many things coming up. Give it up one more time. Joe Fontechia, Don Maloney, Bryan Lewis, and of course, it's so good to see everybody today. Thank you so much.
Maloney.
Father, not
Thank you so
grandfather.
much.
And me, too. Bye-bye.
Robert, are you jumping on?
You certainly didn't put him to sleep.
I'm Gary. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Tom. Carolyn.
Everybody was wonderful.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th of July.
My cat enjoyed it.
Stay
Where's
well.
Robert?
Guys.
Robert, there he is.
Wake up, Robert.
Happy 4th of July.
Maybe
Happy
he's
4th
gonna-
of
Thank
July.
you guys
Happy
for
4th of
the
July.
awesome,
Hi.
awesomest
Hi,
performance,
Tucson.
as usual.
Hi,
Thanks.
Arizona. Hi, Florida.
maybe he's in the men's room.
Happy Independence Day.
Goodbye, guys. Loved it.
Hi.
Good job.
Happy 4th.
I think Fletcher's left.
No, just
Praise
he
God.
can't.
MIT.
Great performance. Really enjoyed it.
K-E-Y.
MOUSD.
No.
Mickey Mouse. Just watch that show every day.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for getting on. We'll see you next time. Happy
Bye
4th
now.
of July.
God bless.
Thank you.